Hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. How is it humanly possible that I haven't done a Tuesday live stream in I don't know how long, and I still am convinced that live streams happen on Tuesdays. Like, my association with live streaming and Tuesday nights has not changed, even though I haven't done a Tuesday live stream in months. A year? Might be a year, y'all. Might be a year. Oh my gosh. I just came from a Zoom meeting. Oh, first, I keep forgetting I can click on these things. Y'all would think that I would have my stuff together. Andy, thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. I love that you are a part of our community and you put up with all of my ramblings. Thank you. Thank you, truly. Let's see. So Andy is here. And oh, that's me. Huh. Lissa's here. And Maria's here. Hello. And now Lissa's saying she came from a Zoom meeting, half of a group coaching session, and you're half an hour into your 90-minute QBing today. Well, that's great because that means that by the end of this live stream, you'll be done. Happy day. I only need 300 more steps to hit 10K today, y'all. I was really hoping to kind of jump over that because I don't think I hit it yesterday. But you know what? I'm going to take the win. This has been a very weird week, a very weird day. I just don't know. 90 minutes plus the hour I was on earlier. Nice. It's good for something. I can't decide. I still haven't been willing to commit QB steps to count as regular steps, but I like having the extra data. For whatever reason, I was having a problem charging mine. For those of you that don't know, a QB is an under the desk elliptical that has a Bluetooth capability to sync to your phone, and then thus your watch and your Fitbit and all that jazz too. But the my QB like stopped being willing to charge for I don't even know how long. Oh, I just noticed I still have Final Cut open. Hold on, y'all. I'm obviously not prepared for this. Oh, okay. There we go. I froze for myself for a second and I was like, oh no, did I break it? So I couldn't get the thing to charge. So it just kind of sat dormant and not tracking anything. And then Lissa brought up her QB the other day and I was like, I need some more steps. Let me see if I can get the thing to work. And the first time I plugged it in, the battery light went on and things started working again. So, excuse me, knock on wood that my thing is up and working again. And so I've been trying to remember to use it while I've been sitting at a desk. So jog in place. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. Yes, that is definitely something I was totally doing not that long ago. I was in my bedroom waiting for I had sourdough rolls in the oven because I needed a carb in my meal. My meal had no carbs outside of vegetables, and I was really behind on carbs. So I was like, wild grain sourdough roll, check. But I had to let it cook. So while the oven was preheating, I was literally just walking in place. Just walking in place because my house isn't exactly house walkable. I can do it, but it's not anything awesome, but I can do some stellar walking in place as long as I apply myself. And for those of you that have done the walking in place thing, tell me, is it just me? It could just be my muscles. It really could be. But I feel like when I'm walking in place, just standing still and picking up my feet where they are, I feel like it is a different burn in my legs than as if I'm regularly walking. Like when I'm being propelled forward, different parts of my leg muscles are working than when I'm walking in place because I start to feel a burn in a different place. And I was like, that's so strange because I'm just doing what I normally would be doing, but I don't think I am. I think the way I step in place is different than the way I walk when I actually walk, you know? I don't know. Could be me. Could be me. One of my goals for April is to ride the QB during the live streams. Yes, I remember you saying that. We there we go. I include QB steps in my total than I would for walking. Yeah, it's true. I haven't come to terms with that. Like I want my 10,000 steps to be like authentic 10,000 steps for me. I was literally 10 minutes ago sitting here thinking about a step bet because your girl is struggling so hard. And I know it's just the weather. I know it's the weather. And once the weather gets warmer, I will be able to freaking go outside and actually like, "Oh, I need a 10-minute break. Let's do a loop around the block." And I can't do that here. My only walking option inside is to go downstairs and actually get on the elliptical machine, which you wouldn't think would be that difficult to do, but I can't seem to get myself to want to do it outside of intentional workout time. So I was sitting here going, "Step bet? Do I need a step bet? I don't know. I don't know." Rosie's here. Hello, Rosie. Uh Good. You're getting moving. You're getting moving. I like it. I like it. To walk. Be, harder to walk steps in place. That's because you're walking and not used to standing still. I'm not. I Fun fact about me, I can't stand still. If you watch any video of me singing or anything like that, like if you find videos of me singing at church and whatever, I'm always moving. It is very, very hard for me to stand perfectly still. I don't know why that is. Part of it is I have terrible balance, and that is a CMT thing. I'm awful at balance. I cannot stand on one foot. If I walk into a room and all of a sudden the lights go out and I'm standing, my balance immediately disappears. Like balance is not something I'm good at. So to compensate for that, I'm always moving when I'm standing, or I'm leaning on something. Those are the only two options. So I don't stand still at all. I can't stand still. I found I need to be sure to put my heel down when I walk in. Yes. Yes. I could see that. Yes. I'm a little bit clompy. I'm a lot clompy. Let's be honest. I'm a lot clompy because again, I have no grace about me. But when I slap my feet down, right? But either way, I feel like, and now I'm not going to be able to pinpoint it unless I get up and actually do it. But like, there's a burn in my quads. It's not usually there when I walk. It's definitely different. Hi, Amberly, welcome. Than walking in place, but I like that it's different, and I wouldn't count QB either. Yeah, I like that it's different, and it makes me. It gives me like walking and like I almost feel like I'm getting a different kind of workout when I do that. You know, I get a different kind of workout when I do that. It makes sense to me. I think so. Walk and home workouts include stepping in place and walking because it's like slightly different muscles. Okay, yeah. So I'm not crazy, is what you're all saying. Is what you're all saying. Yes, especially with school ending. By the way, folks, while we're busy chit chatting away, let me throw up. I would love to hear about your highs and lows for the week. Do you have any successes or happy, exciting things that you would like to share, or do you have some lows, some struggles that you would like to share with the community? I am here to hear all of them. Da-da. I will watch for the change when walking. Yeah, definitely. Julie, hello. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. I said it right that time, y'all. I said it right. My body is somewhat freaking out because I haven't been this active in months. Yeah. And it's good. ADHD. What about ADHD? The standing still? The standing still is not ADHD for me. It's CMT. It has nothing to do with ADHD. I don't technically have ADHD. I think I might have a little bit of it, but also I think a lot of theater people have a little bit of it, or the theater person personality is akin to having ADHD. I don't know which one it is, but they're very similar, or I'm very similar. I don't know. Anywho, highs and lows this week. Let's see. I'm going to start with my low, which some of you might have heard about already. And I have been having gut health issues that have been very, very strange. And I don't know exactly what has brought it upon me. I feel like both instances of like really feeling like something was wrong happened after I ate out. And so next time we eat out, if we eat out this weekend, I'm going to be much more choosy. I've been using like eat out meals. It's like it's high carb day. It's fine. I can kind of order what I want and work around things the rest of the day. It is like the order out day is like the one day a week that I kind of hoard things. Like I still eat my regular meals, but if I know we're going out and especially if I know where we're going, I will sort of try and plan ahead for that thing. Um, but I think the meals have been too high in fat. So, and that being said, I was looking at my macros today, and all week, fat has been the macro that I have been uh finishing quickest and like by an extreme amount, which is a bummer because I'm trying to eat like good healthy Fab Four style meals and the result is I run out of fat very very quickly. And so I really think that now I'm talking about not even my high or my low. My low is I'm having gut health issues and it is really hindering the number on the scale a lot and it is frustrating. I have been having in the last couple of days, I've been having very high and low emotions about like my body and this and that and the other thing. And it's been a little bit of a hot mess. The whole adapting to sleep might have something to do with that as well. But I've just basically been a little hot mess all for the last like week or so, which is fine. My high is I slept well with my APAP machine on last night, which is awesome and I actually feel pretty good. It's a very weird feeling when like you're kind like I don't know what it is in terms of energy that I'm feeling. But like I've had this happen 2 days, not in a row, but for 2 days. 2 separate days I've slept for 8 hours with the CPAP APAP on. It's an APAP with the machine on the entire night. And this goofy machine even woke us up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. It started making weird noises, like when a coffee machine is brewing and it gets to the very end, it starts making like those cracking, popping, bubbling noises. My machine started to do that last night. So it woke both of us up at 3 a.m. Thank the good Lord I was able to get back to sleep. And I don't know how that happened. That was seriously a miracle of God and not my own doing. Because I was awake because I had to get up. I messed with the machine. I went to the bathroom and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to fall back asleep." And I did, which is awesome. So, both nights that I had a solid night's sleep on this machine, I have felt energized, but and my energy was sustained, but also I feel like if like here's like my ultimate energetic level, it's and like bouncy and like I can do anything. Like it's like lower, but it's more sustained as opposed to super energized and bottoming out pretty quickly. Does that make sense? And so like I don't know how to feel about what I'm feeling cuz like right now I'm still reasonably energized. I'm still reasonably energized, but also my body is kind of tired. And it's a very weird like I don't know if this is normal. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. So I'm trying to get used to it. Trying to get used to it. Trying to click on the thing here. Here we go. It's fun being sucked into a show. No pun intended. It is fun being sucked into a show. The last show I got sucked into was Dynasty, and now I'm trying to power through. I'm not quite caught up on Dynasty, and I might not get caught up by the time our Netflix expires. But I'm doing the home edit season 2, and wouldn't you know it, I want to freaking clean and organize all the things again because that stupid show makes me want to do it. Um, I do, and I have no theater background. My high is that I've been doing very well first 3 days of my cut. I've been more relaxed about tracking and even been doing okay. I think I have to check what the macros should be and not going over my fat goal. Excellent. I started something. That's weird. I didn't know I could do that. I used to be a drill officer for my local ambulance division, and I was always moving. Means, oh, interesting. I just slowed down a bit. Wow. Fascinating. I'm doing a beta launch for my business initiative. How exciting, Rosie. That's awesome. My low is just anxiety issues. Water's been a struggle, and I'm just feeling physically tired. That probably has to do with all the activity you're getting. Maybe the filter in the machine. Glad you're getting sleep. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. I tried to be smart and ended up being dumb. I think this is what happened. My husband said, I think it's out of water. So I have a little humidifier, right? That goes out, like you fill the thing with water and it humidifies the air that goes through the tube and in onto your face. And it was all set to auto, and I've been having, like, if I don't take medications to deliberately decongest, I've been having stuffier nights, and that gives me sleep anxiety about the mask because it feels harder to breathe in the mask when I have slightly stuffy nose, right? So last night I was like, I don't want to take anything. I don't, and I can't remember if I took Benadryl last night or not. I can't remember. So when I got to bed and I was like, did I? I don't know. And because I couldn't remember if I took it or not, I opted not to take any more because what if I did take it? So I have no idea if I actually took Benadryl last night or not. But the machine was set to auto for temperature control. And I was like, does that mean that I can turn it to manual and change it? And sure enough, I was able to turn on manual mode and I saw what it was set at for the humidity level and I bumped it up by 2. And then I also, on the same night that I bumped it up by 2 from what it was, I decided there's a minimum line and a maximum line for the fill on this humidifier. And I keep filling it to the max every night. And then I get angry when I have to dump out half of a humidifier of water in the morning. And I'm like, that's such a waste because I have to buy the water. It's distilled water. You can't just put tap water in your CPAP. So I was I was like, okay, so let me be smart about this. And I've only filled it a little past the minimum line on the same night that I bumped up the humidity level. So it's entirely my fault that the thing started to go on the fritz. Entirely my fault. I got some spring cleaning done and replaced the cushions on my couch. I've determined I spend too much time on my phone. Don't I know I relate. Yes. So my husband and I have this thing where we will subscribe to um any TV services we want, but we will not subscribe to more than one or two at a time. So, and this, if it was me, we would subscribe to all of them so I have access to all the things. But in reality, I only watch TV when I'm on the elliptical or when I'm screwing around and should be doing something else, or at the end of the day when I'm with my husband. And like, if it's not the weekend, if it's a weeknight, it's like an hour. It's like one episode of television. That's it. So, we have this thing now where like whatever it is we're using, we're going to actively use that subscription. And when we want to go and do something else, that's fine, but we will stop paying for the current subscription. And so for now, for Netflix, we're getting kind of tired of our CW shows. We're like, like they're just we don't love the direction that they're going. And so we're not as into them anymore. And right now we're into The Office. And The Office is on Peacock. And we're getting to the point where we're going to have to start to pay for Peacock to see the rest of the episodes. And so there's that. And then my husband needed to get Sling TV to watch like hockey stuff, whatever. Um so we have Sling TV currently. And then we were thinking about going back to like Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN bundle and work our way through some of the new stuff on Disney Plus, which we haven't seen Loki yet. There's a different Marvel one I think that came out, and then there's the Obi-Wan Kenobi show with Ewan McGregor that I want to watch. I actually am the one that's like, hey, we need to watch this Disney thing. So we're turning off Netflix temporarily so we can go and pay for the other service. And then when we're done with that, I will switch back and forth and think, that's how it works. That's how it works in our house. So it's not forever. It's just for now. Business launch at the end of April. Just committed to it. Low is all things weight loss. Yeah, I've noticed that you haven't been checking in with me, my dear. Another low is that my stretchy band snapped during my workout, but it's all good. Oh no. Going from little to no active zone to getting, yeah, absolutely. And your body's going to peter out on you at some point. I have asthma and understand about not being able to breathe from stuffy and waking up from wheezing. Yeah. So I have asthma too. And but I'm also just like allergic to the world. Inside things, outside things. I'm allergic to all of them. So for me, like it's weird. And I don't know why. In any article that I can find, it doesn't actually give me the answer that I want. It's like reasons that you feel stuffier. Like I'm trying to figure out why at night. Why at night? And it like these articles I'm finding are like right before bed or like fix your pillow angle or things like that. But I noticed that like I don't There's no rhyme or reason. I don't know why. But I start to like right now I'm fine. Right now I'm fine. No joke. 9 o'clock, 9:30 is gonna roll around and I'm gonna start to feel congested in my sinuses for no reason. For absolutely no reason. But it's a nighttime thing. I'm nighttime stuffy and I don't know why. It's dumb. So that's why I have an issue with that. If you had to pick one subscription service to stick to, no switching, which one would you pick? Oh, it would probably. I really don't know. Because on the one hand, if I did Hulu, you could do the Hulu Disney Plus bundle and you'd get all of the Disney Plus stuff, which is a lot of content. It's a lot of content. And you get Hulu originals. But I really like Netflix original shows. So I really don't know. I really don't know. I was never told not to use tap water. Yeah, we were told, and my mother who lives in Illinois also has to use distilled water. But we were told not to use tap water, but use distilled water because there's no minerals in distilled water. So it's safer for you to use and it's not going to jack up your machine or anything. Encanto. I watched Encanto. Did I tell you guys that? I finally watched it with Alice. Well, I watched about a third of it with Alice, and then she decided that she was going to go do something else. And Aunt Brie got to say, I was like, I'm not leaving until I finish this movie. I want to see what happens. We have all the things, gives us lots of flexibility. Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, that's the thing. It's not cheap. And my husband being super budget conscious is like, no, we're not going to pay for all of these things. We're going to pick. He's a finisher, guys. Remember, he's a finisher. Open one thing, finish one thing, then buy a new one. That's what my husband does. I'm an opener. I want all the choices. I want to, I'm an opener. Give me all 4 flavors of peanut butter, and I will open every single jar. And it is very, very obvious that we have both of these character traits in everything we do. It's not like one particular thing. It's not just food. Everything about me is opener and everything about my husband is finisher. It is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I see Jordan. Hello, my friend. Hello. So he's that way with shows as well. And he's like, I'm happy to give you the subscription service. I'm happy to let us watch the show, but we're not going to keep all 50 things open if we're not using them actively. So, and it makes more sense for him because he doesn't have the time. Between hockey and work, he doesn't have the time to watch more than one TV show. So like we will sit there and it'll take us 5 years to get through all of our Netflix shows because it's one episode a night. And unless we have nothing to do on the weekends and we deliberately make the choice to binge TV for 3 or 4 hours, which we have done on occasion, but not every weekend, it takes us a long, long time. Whereas for me, I watch TV on a daily basis in some capacity. So for me, I'm like, I want to have the options, but I'm learning that it makes sense. And when I stop and think about it, there is plenty for me to do on any given subscription service. There's plenty for me to do. So on Hulu, there's plenty of TV shows that are on the air that I can catch up on. On Disney Plus, there's all this new content that I can catch up on, the new TV shows, the Marvel shows, Star Wars shows. On Netflix, there's always stuff for me to watch and catch up on. And then even I see that she said HBO. I haven't done Showtime, and we just started using Peacock. We paid for like a month of Peacock. Why? The Olympics. The Olympics is why we paid for Peacock. And we have Amazon Prime. We do have Amazon Prime. And see, that is such a secondary thought for me. It is such a secondary thought. I don't even think about it. But the thought has crossed my mind multiple times. And I can't decide if it's a good idea or a bad idea that it went, Brianna, you should watch Smash again for like the 3rd time in the last 3 or 4 years. You should watch Smash. It's on Amazon. I'm like, yeah, I should watch Smash. But then I get hooked and I don't want to do anything else except watch my musical show. So and then HBO also has some good stuff too for me to get involved in. So whichever one I have active, I find stuff to watch on. It's fine. If Hulu would get all 3 Hallmark stations, we talk about canceling them all the time, and then we have things that we are watching on all of them. Yeah, and that's that's fine. I mean, you do what's good for you. My husband will not let us do that. Netflix and Amazon Prime TV. Mhm. My contribution is walking home and occasionally Beachbody. Not that anyone uses it. I end up watching medical dramas. Yes, I do occasionally get hooked into medical dramas. I will admit, I never finished Grey's and finished. It's still happening. I never continued Grey's Anatomy. I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy when, spoiler alert, y'all, when Mark died. Mark? Is that his name? That I vividly remember watching that episode, and I remember because my husband was in town. He wasn't my husband at the time. And he was down in the basement of my grandfather's house because that's what where we were staying. He was down in the basement, and I literally was like, I was watching the TV because he had just pulled in, got like he rented a car or whatever. I don't even remember the exact situation, but he pulled in, and I was in the middle of this episode, and he's like, "Well, I'll let you finish your episode of your show," because at the time I was into it, and and then they had like it was the announcement that Mark died. And I was like, "No." And he literally ran upstairs. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not okay." And yeah, so that's like half I know. So then I heard like that happened and then I kind of petered off. I might have continued to watch for a little while longer, but then I know a handful of the other characters that died and quite frankly, after a certain really handsome one died, I had no interest in going back. I had no interest in going back. I don't remember who the actor is. Let's see. Anthony Edwards. I'm googling that name to let you know. No, I got a basketball player. I got a basketball player. Who plays Mark? Mark Gray's Anatomy. Mark Sloan. Who is I'm looking at his face and it's not telling me the actor. For real? Why can't you tell me who? Oh my gosh, that was 2012. He's the one that goes by McSteamy. Literally this Eric Dane. Eric Dane. That's his name. Yeah. So there's that. There's that. So it has been a hot minute, but I regularly get roped into in terms of medical dramas. I really like New Amsterdam. Like even my husband got into that. He started getting less into it. It's a little I think it's a little too liberal for him, but he was really into it alongside with me. Like it was just the way it's like done is a little bit different and I really love it. And they're really up to date on current events. They did a really great like COVID tribute to the medical professionals when they came back after the 2020 shutdown. It's a really great show. I'm behind because we haven't had Hulu in months, but I love that one, and then I keep starting it and then getting addicted and then stopping it. The Good Doctor. I almost said The Good Place, which is also a really great show, by the way, but not a medical drama. The Good Doctor. I really love The Good Doctor too. Oh, let's see what's happening. Chicago Med. You would think I would be into the Chicago shows because I'm from Chicago, but I just have never picked them up. Thank you for the reminder. I forgot that I see it every once in a while and I was like, "Oh, got to watch that." Miss Maisel is a great show and they have a new season out and I haven't watched it yet. Set a rule that you can only watch Smash on the elliptical. Yes. That is typically my rule, and then I end up getting into it, and then, like, I'll finish an episode or, like, I'll be in the middle of an episode, and then I'll be like, "Well, I have to sit down here until it's over." And, yeah, it's true. I do try and use that one. That's, like, half the show. I love Hallmark. I'm catching up on comments. I'm rewatching it again, but only on the treadmill, as you know, so I'm not super into it. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll pick it up. Maybe one of these days. I don't know. But like I've never watched Grey's. The rest of my family is into it. I think they're into it. But like there's so all of the characters that I've liked, I'm pretty sure they're all gone except Meredith. Somehow Meredith hangs on. I don't even know. I don't even know. Literally, Ellen Pompeo has done nothing else with her life for 19 seasons. My gosh. Meanwhile, the girl that played Lexi Gray ended up over on one of the shows that I'm watching. She ended up on Supergirl. And so it took me a hot minute to like not see her as Lexi Gray, but it was kind of fun to be like, "Oh, I know her. Awesome." Um I think the certain really handsome one was in a neighboring town a couple years ago. Nice. I love The Good Doctor. Yeah, it's a good one. 911 on Hulu. Have you seen Atypical? I have not seen Atypical. I've almost turned it on. There's a couple of shows on there that I've almost turned on and just never done it. Dr. Bailey. Oh, I love Dr. Bailey. I've always loved Bailey. Um, Catch up on all the seasons. Yeah, I don't know. And that's just it. Like, I don't know if I care enough to catch up. I don't know if I care enough. There are so many other shows. Like, I just caught up on the second season of I keep wanting to call it Steel Magnolias, and it is not Steel Magnolias, it is Sweet Magnolias. And Sweet Magnolias I am loving. I'm loving. It's like the new Gilmore Girls. It's just a feel-good show. Like, yeah, there's some drama, but overall it's just a really sweet small town kind of drama. Like, it's not a drama, but it's not a comedy. It's just a kind of a feel-good show. I call it feel good. It makes me happy. Super sweet, and I love that Heather Headley is in it. I love Heather Headley. She is the Black woman who has the greatest voice. The greatest voice. She's a powerhouse, amazing singer. And I know her as Aida in the original Broadway recording of Aida, and as the original Nala in The Lion King on Broadway. So I love seeing her on screen, and it just makes me so happy. Bailey's probably my favorite. Atypical is amazing. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll definitely have to keep that in mind for sure. Love some good TV, but also I'm halfway in between, like, I want some good TV to sit and watch, and then at the same time I'm like, I shouldn't be watching TV. Why don't you pick up a book? Person who wants to become a reader, it's written on one of your big picture goals. Why don't you pick up a book instead of pick up a TV show? But sometimes, like on Sunday, I was so tired on Sunday. Like a fatigue that I have not felt in a very long time. And it was completely and totally our fault. The night before, Thursday night to Friday, I think it was. Was that the night? I have to go back and look at which vlog it was that Gracie stayed up. No, that was Sunday. That was Sunday. So on Saturday, we actually had a friend over for the UNC Duke game, which was great. We haven't had people over in ages. And so we ended up the game ended at like 10:15, and then, we're talking for a little while, and then the boys were like, "Hey, do you want to play a game?" So we played a game that started at 10:30 p.m. So we didn't get to bed until like 1:30, and then Gracie kept me up half the night because little girl didn't want to be in her crate. It was a whole thing. So I got not nearly enough sleep. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. I got not nearly enough sleep on Sunday, or like Saturday into Sunday. And we still got up and went to church at 9:00 and did the thing. And like, just the level of heaviness and fatigue that was all over my body was brutal. And it was so much so that, like, I went and I sat and I had quiet time in the afternoon. My husband was busy playing video games, and I was allowed to do whatever I wanted. And I was like, this is great. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read. And I sat in my recliner, and like, my brain could not fathom, had zero desire, had whatever the opposite of desire was, to like sit and focus on a book. I couldn't do it. I wanted to read, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm capable of reading right now. I don't think I would comprehend any of it. So I turned on the TV and I literally just vegged out to the home edit for like 2 hours. An Australian drama from Broken Hill. Awesome. I've never heard of it, but that's awesome. They have not had any new Sweet Magnolias. Yeah, there's a second season of Sweet Magnolias. There should be 2 seasons now. I was behind. I didn't watch it as soon as it was released. I watched it a couple weeks later. I think it was released at the end of February, and it just took me until mid-March to pick it up. But there's 2 seasons now. Having a guest Saturday night is what set Gracie off. I don't know. Well, no, she's been acting very weird. She had a yeast infection in her ears, so we've been having to give her eardrops every night. And she's a rock star at letting us do it. I don't think they make her feel quite right. So she has been not wanting to be in her cage. And she's also on Prozac now. So like, everything kind of feels weird to her right now. So we've been very understanding. Last night, she also didn't want to be in her cage, so we left the bedroom door closed, cage open like we did the last time. And so she's also struggling. Gracie and Mama are both struggling a little bit this week. It's fine. Is not coming back for a new season. Oh. Audiobooks are fun. Yes, I do love audiobooks. I do. I use audiobooks when I can. I also like to pick them up. I have a whole bunch of books. Oh, gosh, this you can't do it, y'all. This mirror thing is not working for me. I have a whole bunch of books there that I have to read, and I just have to apply myself and do it. And that's kind of where a lot of my like my morning routine stuff. I'm in the middle of this morning meltdown. What's it called, y'all? Miracle morning thing challenge. And I have not been successful at doing all of the things, all of them, a single day this month. And we're almost a week in. I've done some of them, but I have not done all of them. And so yesterday, I didn't want to journal or Bible study. Did I read yesterday? No, I think I went right upstairs and got to work. I can't remember. But today, like the exact opposite happened. And I came upstairs and I did like Bible study mania, and I journaled, and I started working on my personal branding goal, like got super hyper focused on a couple of the steps of the morning routine and whatnot. And it was I'm just all over creation. I'm all over creation. Um, Empathy is the opposite of desire. Just so you can sleep. Yep. Does your APAP make noise? It makes subtle noise. Yeah. So I sound kind of like Darth Vader. So like it doesn't bother my husband at all because we sleep with an air purifier on anyway that makes a constant noise, but mine makes a little bit of an air noise every time I breathe in. And that will also it'll also like kick on heavier if I open my mouth. And I don't know how many times that happens a night. Not often. According to my app, I'm having very few events, so to speak, is what they call it. And but it does make like anytime I breathe in, it makes kind of a little air noise. So and I did think about that. I'm like, I wonder if that's irritating her. Another thing is sometimes she just goes through phases of not wanting to be in her crate, and she cries and she throws a stink about it. And then you know what we do, but she's so anxious about literally all the things that the vet actually gave us permission. Like anytime that happens, to give her trazodone for a couple nights. And what that kind of does is it kind of reminds her that her crate is a safe space and that it's okay. And then so like whatever's causing her anxiety just kind of creeps up on her, and she doesn't know what to do with the emotion. So giving her the trazodone kind of lets her not have that emotional response in her crate for a few nights, and that usually resets her and she's fine. Curious, why crate Gracie? We've always created her. We've always created her because when you have puppies, you crate train the puppies, right? So we've always created her, and she has not proven to us that she is capable of being out of the crate without having accidents. So she doesn't mind it. Like normally she'll go like if we're awake and it's past her bedtime, she will get real huffy about it. And when we start to get ready for bed, she'll walk right into her crate, lay down, hunker in, like wait, and like finally, guys, what's taking you so long? So she has a very like mixed emotions from it. And then there are mornings that she won't leave. I get up, I open the crate, I'm like, all right, let's go. And she just sits there and stares at me. And like an hour later, she's still hanging out in her crate. I'm like, I need to go upstairs. Please come out so we can take you potty. But the handful of times that she has been out, she most of the time, not every time, but there's enough instances of waking up to potty where it should not be that we're like, we can't let her out unless we know for certain that she's not going to pee on the floor or where she's not supposed to. And another thing is she's so little that if something were to happen in the middle of the night, if she's crated and in our bedroom, we know where she is. And rather than having, if God forbid a fire happens or something, she wouldn't know how to respond. She, like we would lose her. And so having her crated keeps her exactly where we know she's going to be. And since it's been what we've done, we're like, well, why the heck not? Is a full face mask. Yeah, so I actually made an appointment to get a second mask, the mask exchange. They have a 30-day, like, we'll swap out your mask once if you decide you don't like the one that you have. But due to COVID, they're not taking the old masks back. So basically, you get a free one, is what it is. So I'm going in and I'm actually going to get the one because you can't tell on the screen, but like I've been having epic issues with major skin irritation around here. Some nights are better than others. Last night I didn't have it so bad, but like hurt, painful, red, not good skin irritation. And so I ordered a couple of things just last night that hopefully will help me with this mask because I do like the mask, except for the fact that it irritates the heck out of this nose, the skin around my nose. It's the only reason I don't like it. But everything, like, it feels good. I can breathe well in it. Like, it's fine. But when we were choosing my initial mask, one of the options that was given to me is called a pillow mask, and it's literally like earplugs but for your nose. So it goes up your nose, right? And the way the lady explained it, she said she didn't really like it, but people who love it say that it kind of reminds them of having a breathe right strip on their nose. And I was like, well, I sleep with breathe right strips on my nose every single night. So I would probably love that. So she actually thought that was what I was going to pick as my initial one. And so we talked about it. And when I picked the nose mask, she goes, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make note that this one's probably going to be your second choice. And so I made an appointment to go and get that one so I can try it out and see if having the one that's stuck up my nose feels better and doesn't touch the skin here, so it won't irritate my nose. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'll have 2 masks to choose from, and then based on insurance coverage, if I want to change it again, I either have to pay out of pocket or wait 6 months. But as long as I can find a solution for this thing, it'll be great. But I thought that I was gonna have to go full face mask because I'm like, I open my mouth all the time when I sleep. Like, that's one of the things that causes the snoring. Turns out when I have this machine going, I don't. So the machine is doing exactly what it is supposed to be doing. We like I've shown you guys time and time again my sleep cycle, right? Journal. Come on, load. Come on, load. Look at that. You see that one white mark down here? I snored 1 instance last night. The other noise was coughing. Wait, what was this? That might not even been snoring. Oh, it was snoring. It could also be my husband snoring, but inhale, snoring, exhale, question mark. So that was like my 1 instance of like I started to snore, the machine kicked on and closed my mouth for me. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I have little to no snore record on all of my sleep cycles since I've gotten that machine. So it's doing its job. I'm very excited about that. That might not normally. Yep. Yep. Doing my Bible reading, journaling in the morning, reading has been a bedtime activity. Don't overthink it. That feels like the right book for you. Good for you. I like the nose plug one. Yeah, I'm going to try it and we're going to see which one I like better. I like the idea especially because, sorry guys, I'm apparently losing the ability to talk today. Especially because I feel congested up in here in the night, and that's what gives me kind of anxiety about breathing in the mask. Something that feels like a breathe right strip might be really good for me. I'm jealous of your sleep cycle app. It's a good one. It is a good. Why do I still have the highs and lows banner? Y'all. Here we go. That one makes a little bit more sense. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about this evening? Any nutrition related things, any content related things, anything. Really, anything. What did I do today? Today I cleaned out my fridge and my freezer, which was awesome, and pulled a home edit. Y'all, if you're into home organization at all, or you want to be in a home organization, turn on the home edit on Netflix because you will want to edit and contain and color coordinate literally your entire life. One thing that I've taken from this show this time that I didn't take from the show last time that I'm trying to figure out how I can implement it in my office is this concept of zoning. So when they come in and they do a space, what they do with the space is first they do the edit where you purge the things that you don't want anymore or can get rid of. And then you contain everything that they do, they put in containers. baskets, plastic bins inside of plastic bins, all of these things. And then the way they do colors is like this. This is a home edit inspired thing. The rainbow is how they do it. But the thing that I don't know if it just didn't register last time, but they talk about zoning the different areas of a room and making sure that everything has a specific zone. So I was like, how could I implement that in my office? Like beauty zone and like I don't even know what all the zones would be, but I'm very intrigued by this idea of creating zoning. And then of course going ham again every time I watch this stupid show, I want to get rid of all the things. Oh, and well, I have an insight that I talked about on the vlog yesterday, that you haven't seen yet. I vlogged yesterday, and about why I think I get so into decluttering and cleaning. And I can spoil it for you if you guys want to hear it now, because I feel like it was a very insightful insight. Like it was very profound when I realized it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I talked about it on the vlog, and I don't want to ruin that part of the vlog for you guys. If you want to just wait until the vlog comes out, I totally understand. I totally understand. P.S. I published a beauty video yesterday. Today? Wait, no, that was today, wasn't it, y'all? I can't even keep it straight. It's only the first week of Veda, and I can't even keep straight all my content. My gosh. And it was a lot of fun. The views were a little bit lower, but that's fine. I was like, you know what? This feels like good old Brianna. It feels like good old Brianna. Because I used to make beauty videos. I say, wait, yeah, I know some people don't like when content overlaps. So I'm like, well, I can just let you guys wait and hear my little rant about it later. Jennifer chimes in with, I love the home edit. I know. I commented on my sisters and my mom and I have a little chat, a text thread, and I text them. I'm like, P.S. y'all, if you want some home organization inspo, watch this show. And my sister's like, oh, I just started watching it, and now I'm just like, take all my money. Because of course you want to go out and you want to buy all of the bins and stuff that you need to put things in. Oh my gosh, though, I like so desperately, like not desperately. I don't in my dream world, my fantasy world, I have the home edit just come in and organize my house for me. Like they do like specific rooms, like you hire them to like do a like I would have them do the office. And then there's of course the whole thing like you watch the TV show and I'm like, I don't know if my office warrants calling in the home edit because while it's cluttered, like it's not that unorganized. That's how I feel. Just take my money. I know. And like so and the first season, you guys did I publicize? Did I talk about the changes that I made when the first season happened? I went on I bought their books and their like journal thing. They're over there. They're right there. And I bought plastic bins and redid our little pantry doohickey. And I did. Didn't I share the skincare thing, the skincare update, the top drawer, the top and middle drawer. Wow, I did a lot. I probably spent at least $150 on organization things. And my husband was like, fine. He didn't really care, but he's like, man, you can't just do like one thing at a time, can you? And this was the time that I was like, we were like still secluded at home and whatever. And I'm like, I'm bored. I need a hobby. I need a freaking hobby. And here's the thing. Home organization could be my hobby. But the thing that entices me about the home organization is yes, having the home organization, but I also I really like to go out, as you guys know, and like buy new and exciting things. And buying the new and exciting bins and going to the Container Store is like going to the motherland. It's just one of my dreams, no joke. One of my dreams is to have an alpha closet. It is one of my dreams. It is one of my goals. I will know that I have made it when I have an alpha closet in my bedroom. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Alpha is the custom closet brand that the Container Store sells. And they're beautiful. You can go in store and see like set up closets, and they're things that my perfect home dream are made out of. And don't think that I don't have like a perfect home list. that my husband and I actually have a running list now of like one of the nice things about being a homeowner in like a home that you're like, we're going to live here for now, but we know this isn't our forever home. Like, is the more places you live, the more you learn what you actually want out of a living quarters or a specific room. You learn what you want out of a bathroom, you learn what you want out of a closet, and almost more importantly, you learn what you don't want in your home, right? So we've started having this running list of like the next house we get, or if not the next house, then maybe our perfect house. My dream, we're on home stuff now, y'all. Stop me if you don't want to hear it. One of my dreams, one of my life goals is to build a house because I think it would be so much fun to be able to pick and choose all of the details and to design what I want. I would really love to design what I want because, like, there's something to be said for, especially as somebody with a progressive illness, like being able to design the house that we're going to be in when we're 50, 60 years old. Like, I would love for it to be earlier, but the way my husband likes to move us around, you never know. But I've like being able to design like the house with my perfect kitchen and a master bedroom on the main floor. And like we have all of these lists and all of these things of like things we're learning now is we want our kitchen for sure to have a built-in pantry because we don't have a built-in pantry right now and we can't stand it. We've made it work. We've kind of DIY'd it, but I'm envious of all of those who have the nice kitchens and then have a pantry with a door and shelves and all of those things, you know? It's a good thing we don't have it. It's a dangerous place, Jennifer. It is a dangerous place, in the best sense possible. I've always liked the Container Store. I like the process of, but I get bored with maintaining it. Yeah, and one that yeah, that's the thing. But one of the things is, and they talk about it on the show too, is that once you know, there are people who like once they're not great at getting things organized or they won't put it away if there's not a space for it. But like if you know without a shadow of a doubt that this thing goes in this particular spot, you're a lot more likely to put it there, right? Another thing that I'm reading the second book of theirs right now, The Home Edit Life, I think it was, and one of the things that they talk about is the 80/20 rule. And it is you should use up no more than 80% of the space that you have available to you because then you have room to grow. And if you take that and like you think about the house as a whole, that's fine. But if you also think about a specific subset of things, like I have this set of drawer things, and like I have my glam, my beauty drawers are the set on the right, but on the left, it's kind of like a hodgepodge of like there's not really a rhyme or reason. There's an essential oils drawer, there's a Erin Condren pads of paper and stationery drawer, but everything else is kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge. And so like it's like I've just like Murphy's law with not Murphy's law, Parkinson's law with the time of like any a task will take the amount of time that you give it. Stuff also functions that way. Stuff will take up the amount of space that you allow it to take up, right? So, with the 80/20 rule, it kind of makes me go back and look at every single drawer that I have and I'm like, do I have room to grow or is this stuffed to the gills? And if it's stuffed to the gills, what can I do about it? It's an interesting way to think about it for someone who gets paralyzingly overwhelmed with a huge project. That was and is out to build a house. Yeah. Check out Cass. They say the Clutterbug. I think I follow her. I think I follow her. Let me look to confirm. Clutterbug. She also has a show, doesn't she? Yes, I am subscribed to her. I'm really bad at watching YouTube videos lately. I'm not excited by a lot of things that I see on my feed, and I don't know who else to follow. So like, I haven't been. I haven't been. But she knows how to organize a whole thing, how to organize spaces. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. And she does. I don't remember if it was on Netflix or Hulu, but she has it like one season of a TV show. Built-in pantries are a thing. Oh yeah. Like you go in the kitchen and there's a door and you open the door and that door is a closet, but it's in your kitchen, so it's a pantry. Why do I think so? It stress you out though. I've heard prayers, the process is a nightmare. Which process is a nightmare? One of my highs is that I've purchased a house. So I'm all things house. Yes. I started watching this show. What which service was it on? I think I logged into my mother's Paramount. Is it Paramount Plus that has HDTV and all that? Um, there's this show called like 100 Day Dream House. And so I watched a handful of episodes of that, which was a lot of fun for me to watch. Like, you know how like when you're young and maybe this was just me, but like when I was younger and even before I was dating my husband, but especially when I was dating this man that like maybe I could possibly see myself forever with, like I was all things wedding TV. I loved seeing proposal shows. I loved seeing Say Yes to the Dress. I loved seeing all the wedding shows, right? And then I got married and I all of a sudden magically didn't really care about those shows anymore. And so now my thing is, it has been for a while, but like it is really now. And like I must have like the bug to get to a different house because they're all things home organization and houses, like new houses. And it's all the things because that is something that there is a level of achievement that I have yet to get to compared to what a goal of mine is. And so for me, I'm watching all of the content that has to do with that, you know? Um, Pantries are awesome. Mine is way too small though. Yeah. Yes. I've never had one of those. We always had shelving unit. Yeah, and I've never had a pantry either. In my parents' house, there's a pantry now that my father built into the dining room that is no longer functioning as a dining room. And he actually built it first. It was a floor to ceiling cage for our 5 foot long iguana. So he took up the entire wall. And then once Iggy died, we redid it, put doors on it, cleaned it out, put shelves in there, and now it's a beautiful pantry that's adjacent to the kitchen. It's not in the kitchen, but it's across from the kitchen, which is great. I'd love to build a bungalow build. Yeah. I just saw one of the episodes actually was like a Florida bungalow thing. Um, it's fun. It makes I wanna build and I know, 2 of my best friends from college also built their own houses, right by each other, which I'm really jealous of. I keep telling my husband, I'm like, "We can move there. If you find a job there, I know exactly where we can live, and we can buy a piece of land, and I know exactly who can build a house for us." It's very far-fetched and highly unlikely we'll ever end up there, but, like, that would just complete everything that I've ever needed in this life to live on the same subdivision as 2 of my best friends. That'd be amazing. Um, I like satisfying dramatic before and after. Data maintaining doesn't have that. Yeah, but I mean that's how it is with everything, right? I hear the process of building your house can become a nightmare. Too many decisions. Yes, yes, and thankfully, I have a husband who would also be like knee deep into the building of a house with me, and he's very very thorough about things. Um, so he can deal with like all of the drama and I can deal with all of the aesthetic decisions. Like and this is far I presume far away for us, but it is something that's like in the back of my mind like how great would it be to be able to build my own house? How fun would that be to have exactly what I want? Because there's bits and pieces of things that, like I said, that we know we do want or we know we don't want. My husband, we our current bedroom has our master bathroom has the closet on the other side of the bedroom or bathroom, so you have to walk through the bathroom to get to the closet. And my husband's like, "We are never having this again," because whenever one of us is in the bathroom, what if someone else needs to get to their clothes? You can't do that. At our condo, that wasn't the case. The closets came first and then the bathroom, so it wasn't an issue. So it's like little things like that. The more we live here and the more we're like thinking about changes we want to make to the house we're currently living in, we're just taking notes of things that, here's what we'll hand the realtor next time we want to move or something like that. Um so there's a lot of that. We definitely want to have a pantry. But in my dream house, I know I lucked out big time with this house, and it is not likely that I will find with a house with the rest of my desires in it. I probably won't find another first floor master. And I love having a first floor master. I love it because for me, it makes a lot of practical sense. Makes a lot of practical sense. So someday building the house, I can make the dream kitchen, which if you see the videos where I'm at my grandfather's house, my grandfather's kitchen's basically my dream kitchen. If you picked up that kitchen and you plopped it into whatever house I'm living in, dreams come true. Dreams come true. So that, like, I have bits and pieces. I have this vision of this house that doesn't exist yet, or if it does, it's probably $1 million house. I don't know. Um, which if we keep saving down the road, maybe that's a thing. My channel takes off and does something absolutely crazy. Um, oh, what is a condo? A condo is like an apartment, but you own it instead of rent it. So it's multiple, well, it's an apartment building. It's an apartment building, but you are the owner. So that's what a condo is. And so we actually rented and ended up buying from our landlord our previous home, which was a condo in the downtown area of the place we lived. The Enneagram 6 can deal with all this. Yep. 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 And this is why, like, my husband and I do, like, I don't do the phone calls. If at all possible, if there is a phone call that needs to be made, especially a phone call to complain, I hand it off to him because he's happy. He is more than happy to do stuff like that. And I'm just like, nah, nah, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. Seems like a good system. Exactly. Exactly. It's a great system. Enneagram 6s and 9s are actually a really, really strong pairing. That's which was said in, I can't remember which book or which website or whatever, but one of the things talking about relationships, Enneagram 6 and Enneagram 9 make an excellent pair. I repainted my bedroom with paint that is magnolia paint. I love the color. Love it. I love it. I answered that. Just get a house with 2 masters. Is that a thing? A house with 2 master bedrooms? I did not know this was a thing. Interesting, interesting. This isn't a master because it doesn't have a bathroom attached to it. But fun fact, my office is a bedroom that's actually bigger than the master bedroom. I somehow lucked out and managed to get the largest bedroom in the house as my office space. I didn't know that that was a thing. Interesting. And see, there's still so much that I need to learn. But now, like, this was our first time. We ended up at our condo because we were just looking for places to rent, and it was the perfect location. It was great. It was everything that we needed it to be at that point in time. And the buying process, when we said we were interested in buying, and our landlord's like, well, I'll sell to you. Like, it was very easy. There was no browsing for other places. So buying this house was the first time we ever actually had to go and, like, look around at different houses and talk to a realtor about, like, what we wanted and all of those things. So, like, the more experiences like this we rack up, the more the better off we'll be with decision making and understanding what all of our options are in the future, you know? I have no problem. I don't want to call. Yeah, exactly. Interesting. Interesting. I have the smallest bedroom in our house, no master bedroom here. Yeah, I mean, isn't there typically a master? The master is a master defined by has a bathroom attached, or is a master just defined by the biggest bedroom in the house? I don't actually know the answer to that. My stepdaughter's mom just bought a house with 2, and it wasn't a super expensive house. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. This is all well and good. I'll have to, if the time ever comes where we're up and moving again, I will have to have a conversation with y'all where you just give me all the tips, tricks, and things I need to know and things that I did not think of. But for now, at least as far as I know, we're hanging out here, which is why I have turned into home declutter organization person, because I want to just make the most out of the house we currently have, because it's nice. And this is something that I'm very, very careful of, is I love to dream about the future and, like, oh, one day I'll have this. One day I'll live in this house. One day I'll fit back into this pair of jeans. One day, someday, someday. But it's so important to remember that while you dream and work towards someday, it is important to appreciate what you have today. So it's something that I'm actively working on a daily basis. Contentment with what I currently own, or whatever the topic may be. Contentment with what I currently own, and how can I up level the stuff that I already have. And so for me, it is finding home organization projects, especially ones that involve things like bins and organizational things that can also pack up and move, because knowing that we won't be here forever, it's nice to know that I can take all of the project work that I have done, even if it's for this space specifically, and bring all of the elements of it with me to a new place and repurpose them later. Bathroom and double closet. Okay. Okay. Then my parents' house did not have a master bedroom until added on they did an addition when I was young, and they built a master bedroom, double or size. Whoop, whoop. A master bedroom, I'm in the master bedroom as there's only one bedroom. Well, yeah, that'll be it. That would be it. With an attached bathroom would be a master suite. Oh, interesting. All of these things I did not know. I know that the master bed for me has always had a bathroom attached to it. And now that I think about it, 2 closets. Although at my grandfather's house, it's only 1 closet, but it is master suite. Okay. The My grandfather's house has 1 closet, but it is a very large closet, but it is still only 1 closet. Yeah. Oh, housing. I could talk about housing and like my what ifs and some days all day long. That's my jam right now. I've moved past let me look at engagement rings and wedding dresses and all of that, and it's all about the housing. It's all about the housing. I know that I have a tiny room that is too small for my bed. Well, your bed fits, so it's not. You still got to find contentment with what you do have, and you do have space in there. You have a desk in there, you have a bed in there, you have a dresser in there, which is awesome. So, anyway, friends, shocker of the century, I'm over in time. Oh, before I forget, and I even wrote down on a little banner next week for desserts with the Diva. I never even talked about my dessert. I had Tony Chocolonely. Have you seen those giant chocolate bars that say Tony's on it? I had that chocolate for the first time, and it was very good, and it was on Target Circle for 20% off, so I decided to buy some, and it was my dessert tonight. Not the whole bar, just a chunk of it, just not the whole bar. But next week, we're going to have to meet at an earlier time because my husband and I actually have dinner plans, which is amazing. But we've been trying to get together with this couple forever, and the only availability they have currently is weeknights. And given a Monday or a Wednesday option, Wednesday worked better for my husband's work schedule, so we're gonna do Wednesday night with them, which means I will not be here. So I'm thinking about, rather than canceling completely, I'm thinking about just bumping it earlier in the evening, but it might be like a late afternoon type situation, like, let's see, Wednesday the 13th. I'm currently moving the event on the calendar. I'm thinking like maybe 4 o'clock Central Time, 3:30, 4 o'clock. 3:30 might not be bad. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So the chat will still happen. It's just going to be earlier than normal. Yes, I just updated it. I literally just clicked and dragged the thing on the calendar. So I think next week we'll do 3:30 p.m. Um, and it'll be great. It'll be great. So I had a raspberry Kringle for dessert. Yum. Is that like a Toblerone? It kind of tastes like a Toblerone. It's a big, like picture a like a regular chocolate bar, just bigger and thicker. Is what it is. And apparently they're like the Tony's brand of Tony's Chocolonely, I think is what it's called. And you'll recognize them. You've probably seen them hanging around. They're like $5 a bar. But they're big bars. So it's not like you sit down and eat $5 worth of chocolate, which if you eat a Hue bar, you do sit down and you eat $5 worth of chocolate in one go if you want to. But this bar is like 6 servings or something. So it it's very good. And apparently there's this whole thing about like still using slave labor for chocolate in Africa and stuff like that. And their philanthropy, their thing is to not like slave-free chocolate. And they're working actively towards raising money to continue to get more people towards slave-free chocolate in all brands, and super, super interesting. So anyway, 1 meter long. Oh, it's not quite. How long is a meter? It's like that long. I almost brought it up. Like it's a something like this. It's a bar you wouldn't sit and eat in one sitting. Trust me. But anyway, that's all I've got for this evening, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's always a joy to be able to sit and chat with you guys for a little while. And thank you for listening to my ramblings on housing, and continue to get excited for Veda. I've got all sorts of stuff in the works. So we're actively keeping going. And so far, I've got things. A meter is half the length of a normal door. Oh, no, it's not that big. It's not that big. It's just bigger than your traditional chocolate bar. You can look it up online. Tony Chocoloni is what it's called. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care, and we will talk again real soon. Bye, guys.